Assalamu alaikum guys and welcome to my YouTube channel Biology Articles and MCQs. Guys, our today's topic is digestion in cockroach, or we are going to study today is a digestive system of cockroach, that how the digestion of food is carried out in cockroach. So let's move towards the diagram of digestive system. Here you are seeing the main diagram of digestive system of cockroach. First of all, the one thing you have to understand that the digestive system or alimentary canal of cockroach is divided into three parts, and these three parts are foregut, midgut, and hindgut. And the first part of the foregut is mouth. It comprises of mouth, and the cavity of the mouth is called pharynx. Means the foregut is starting from mouth, and the second part of the foregut is pharynx. The digestion begins first at the mouth, where the parts like mandibles and maxilla help in chewing of food, and the enzymes like salivary carbohydrates digest the food up to partial extent. And the mouth is also associated with some glands that are called salivary glands, and these salivary glands help in the secretion and that secretion is called saliva. That's saliva help in the lubrication of food and thus help in the swallowing of the food from the mouth up to the next part that will be the esophagus. After swallowing the food from the mouth, the food will go towards the esophagus, which is a narrow tube that is extending from mouth to the next part, that is crop. Here you can see that this is the tube that is called as esophagus, and now this extended portion, this swollen portion is called crop. The crop is a point where the food is mixed with saliva. The food that was mixed with saliva can be stored temporarily if the cockroach wants to. Then the next part of the foregut will be the gizzard. The food that was temporarily stored in the crop then moves towards the next point, that is gizzard, where the grinding of food will take place, and gizzard is also called proventriculus. So these are the main parts of the foregut. The first was mouth, second is pharynx, then salivary gland, then esophagus and crop, and the last part is gizzard. From the gizzard, then the next part is started, that is midgut. The midgut is also called mesenteron, simply called mesenteron, or it can also be called a stomach. And you can see that this portion, here you are seeing that this portion is midgut. This portion is midgut, and several small small hair-like structures, you can say that hair-like structures are associated with them, that are simply called hepatic ceci, or they can also be called gastric ceci. And there are total 6 pairs, means 12 hepatic ceci are associated with midgut. These 6 pair of hepatic ceci that are associated with the midgut, or you can say that stomach, secrete different digestive enzymes in the stomach. And that enzymes can include invertase or amylase or tryptase. It can be maltase and lipase also. And the residual fats and the carbohydrates are also absorbed in the midgut. Means the digestion was started in the mouth, and then further digestion carried out up to the gizzard, and then midgut will help in the absorption of carbohydrates and fats that are needed by the body of a cockroach. Guys, one valve is present at the joint of the stomach and gizzard. Means here the stomach and gizzard is joining. One valve is present here, that is called a stoma D. The reason of this valve is that the food cannot return to the mouth, and it should remain in the midgut or stomach. Means it is preventing regurgitation. This is the main function of the midgut here. Next, from the midgut, started the hindgut, and hindgut consists of three parts: ileum, colon is the second part, and the third part of the hindgut is rectum. Here you are seeing that this first portion is ileum, this second portion, this second tube like portion is colon, and the third, this swollen portion is called rectum. The ileum will helps to further digest the food that was coming from the mouth and then absorb the remaining nutrients. Then colon will reabsorb the content that was secreted by Malpighian tubules. And you know that the Malpighian tubules help in the excretion of cockroach. Means Malpighian tubules reabsorb extra water that was needed by the body of cockroach, and then further the colon will reabsorb the content that was secreted by Malpighian tubules. If you have not studied about the Malpighian tubules, I will give the link of that video in the description. You can study the function of Malpighian tubules there. Then the third portion is called a rectum, and rectum is a swollen portion that stores the undigested food temporarily. Means all the digestion carried out up to midgut, and then a reabsorption of extra fats and nutrients was carried out in ileum and colon, and in the last portion that is called a rectum will store the undigested food temporarily, and then the undigested waste will remove from the body of the cockroach by the help of the opening that is called as anus. This is how the digestion of the digestion in cockroach is carried out. This is how the cockroach is digesting its food. Means the the first part foregut and midgut, and the last part hindgut all together is helping in the digestion of cockroach. Guys, if you like this video, share this video with your friends. Thank you so much.